Hello everybody, welcome back to Woodbin's Way. Today we're continuing our series of pre-election debates. The purpose is to give the voters a chance to get to know the candidates and issues a little bit better. Today we have with us two people who want to serve as Boone County Commissioner for the Southern District, or District 1. The current Commissioner, David Horner, is retiring, so both candidates are seeking the office for the first time. On my left is Democrat Mary Ratchford Douglas. She was born in Raleigh, North Carolina, before moving to Missouri in 1959. She is the wife and mother of two children. She received a bachelor's degree in agriculture and master's of education in vocational education from UMC. She has been president and treasurer of the Parent Teachers Association and is currently the vice president. During tax season, she has been employed with the tax service. She is also an honorary member of the Future Farmers of America, and this is her first political campaign. On my right is Don Sanders, the Republican candidate. Mr. Sanders was born in St. Louis. He earned a law degree at UMC. He has lived in Columbia now for the past 5 years. He was in the U.S. Marine Corps. He served 10 years as a special agent in the FBI. He spent 11 years on the staff of the U.S. Congress, counsel for the U.S. Senate Ethics Committee, and practiced law in Columbia for the past years as he's been here, as well as serving as Columbia City Attorney and Assistant County Prosecutor. This is Mr. Sanders' first run for political office. Now, Mary Douglas will have 1 minute and 30 seconds for an opening statement.
Good evening. I'm Mary Ratchford Douglas. I'm the Democratic candidate for Southern District Commissioner. My intent in running for this position is to bring new life and new perspective to the Boone County Commission. I am in support of affordable child care for our employees in Boone County. I'm looking forward to working with the Regional Economic Development Incorporated group. I'd like to see our law enforcement enhanced in Boone County. I'm really looking forward to the job, and I think it'll be a challenge.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Sanders, you now have 1:30.
Hello, I'm Don Sanders. My purpose is to persuade the viewers of Channel 17 to vote for me. I trust that I can best accomplish that by stating what I will do if I am elected. My highest priority will be to conduct myself, my office, and my responsibilities in a manner which will hopefully rebuild confidence in county government. I believe that there has been a widespread lack of confidence in county government. I attribute that to a number of reasons. Perhaps the three principal ones would be the failure of the present commission to conduct the public's business publicly. Number two, wasted architectural fees and a failure to expedite the construction of the jail. And thirdly, a lack of professionalism in county government. If I'm elected, I intend to do a number of things. Number one, I shall conduct the public's business publicly. There are a number of things that can be done in that respect, such as publishing the agenda of the commission in advance so that people will know what is coming before the commission. The commission ought to publish diagrams of properties which are subject and being considered for rezoning. Number two, I intend to speak out and tell the public where I stand. Not only where I stand, but why I feel that way. Thank you.
Thank you. Now the first question is going to be for you. One of the striking things I think about the choice the voters have in this election is the very different candidates. You are somebody who has lived here for a long time, you've been a part of the community, you're a wife, you're a mother, you've seen the way things have been here. On the other side, we have a candidate who has not necessarily lived here, but he has a long list of jobs that he's done. I'm interested in, and I think the voters are interested in, what perspective you have and what you're bringing to the job that you think makes you a better candidate for just because of your different experiences, perhaps.
Well, essentially, I think the major thing I'm bringing to this job is a perspective, a real perspective on the needs in Boone County as they have developed. We have growing numbers of single mothers, single parent families that have needs that are not being met by the county in terms of policy rather than funding. That is the viewpoint I'm bringing. Having lived here all my life, I am very well acquainted with a number of different groups of people that have different needs. We have a rural area, we have urban areas, we've got major city right here. And I feel that we need the perspective of someone who has lived here. We cannot necessarily bring in quality representation if you are not well acquainted with the people.
Okay, thank you. You have 30 seconds to respond.
Well, I'm not sure how many years my opponent thinks is necessary to know what's going on in Boone County. I've lived here now for the last 5 years, in addition to a number of years back in the 50s, so I've got the older perspective and the newer perspective. I'm practicing law here at the present time. I've been deeply involved in community affairs. I've been actively engaged in some zoning matters that have come before the Commission. I serve as volunteer counsel for the Rainbow House Shelter for Abused Children. I'm administrative chairman of our administrative board for my church, and a number of other ways my wife and I have been active.
Okay, thank you. As I said before, one of the things, the main difference is your experiences that you would bring to the job. Something you mentioned is the problems with the jail site. With the experiences that you have, what would you have brought to bear on the situation the way it has been, the way it's developed, and what would you do in the future with this jail site?
The tragedy has been that the present Commission chose to engage an architect for the development of very expensive plans without having first chosen a jail site. That is really getting the cart before the horse. And they have now seen the light, and they are focusing on the selection of a jail site. And if this is not done before January 1, if I'm in office at that time, that is going to be my very highest priority.
Okay, thank you. Each of you will have about 30 seconds now to sum up or to say whatever you want about what you would do if you get the job.
Okay, I would begin the job initially by trying to begin some long-range planning for Boone County, specifically systematic improvements on our roads. We do need to look at the jail and get it built. We have no alternative. We will be told where it'll be and what it will look like if we don't get on with this. Yes, we must select the site before we can do any more. That will be done. We need to look at I lost my thought there for a moment. We need to look at open meetings. I would like to see at least one open meeting every week, or at least once a month, where people who can not come during regular hours, working hours of 8 to 5, have a chance to come in and voice their opinions and their problems to the Commission. I think this is important.
Okay, I'm sorry I had to cut you. Now it's your turn to give your closing statement.
All right. In addition to the things I've already mentioned, it is my desire to look at the process of government in Boone County and to see if there's improvement that can be made in the system and structure of the county government. I'm also interested in county roads. I've been talking for months about the need to gradually resurface and hard surface some, and I'm pleased to see some money is now being put in next year's budget for that, or at least recommended for that. I am also interested in economic development in the county, for jobs, for profit, and for adding to our tax base. We need healthy, balanced economic growth. Thank you, Ian.
Thank you very much. I want to thank both of you for being here with us. That's all we have time for right now. Tomorrow, we will have the candidates for the Northern District, Republican David Griggs and Democrat Bobby Bedsworth. Ron will be back in just a few moments with more of Woodbin's Way.